Hey guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies. Oh my god. Someone make it stop. No one can do Predator justice. Shane Black, who had a support role in the first movie, came back to direct his own Predator outing, and it was not good. In fact, some have gone on record to say it's the worst one. I'm sure not going to argue that. Oh yeah, autism is the next step in human evolution. Blow me.
You know, a lot of experts say that being on the spectrum isn't really a disorder. It's actually the next step in the evolutionary chain.
Shut up, Olivia. Go jump in a giant pie wearing a sexy French maid outfit. Just to remind history, she really did that.
Jump,
Olivia! Remember when America was great? Remember when we didn't have to care about PC culture? Nowadays we have bitches like this.
Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
By the way, what was I talking about again?
Get to the chopper!
Right. Rapid fire on the Predator franchise. Not the Alien vs. Predator stuff because that's a crossover and I don't feel like covering those. Predator, the OG 1987 action sci-fi classic starring the one and only
Arnold Braunschweiger.
It is pure testosterone in a decade that was practically defined by the sheer unbridled amounts of testosterone injected everywhere. It has everything that a growing boy needs. Muscles on muscles, gigantic guns, explosions galore, and 2 future governors. Humble beginnings, am I right, boys?
Bunch of slap-jawed faggots around here. This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
Former governor of Minnesota, y'all. Class. Never mind that it's an awesome action fest, it's still got some damn fine filmmaking techniques thrown in for good measure, which elevates this otherwise shameless meathead flick. Also, it has a great concept, knew what to do with it, and utilizes it to its full potential, creating one of the best 80s action movies and one of the most memorable and badass sci-fi flicks of all time. It's a bona fide treat that everyone needs to experience.
Ugly motherfucker.
Predator 2. You know what? I'm saying it. This isn't that bad. This got so much hate once upon a time, but ever since I first saw it, I've had nothing but fond memories of it. Even having revisited it not that long ago, I failed to understand the overwhelming negativity and have since realized that, well, I'm not the only one. It turns out in the modern day, Predator 2 seems to be more warmly regarded. Ain't no one saying it holds a candle to the original. It weirdly carries itself like a legit crime thriller, and a barely tense one at that. And you'll never guess who the killer who skins people alive is. Bet you'll never guess. Yeah, it's the Predator.
I don't know who he is, but I know where he is.
But you have some seriously awesome stuff here. For one thing, from the actual jungle to the concrete jungle. Fuck right off, no one gives a fuck about you. I mean, you have the Predator running around murdering the fuck out of gangsters. And Bill Paxton.
Come on, motherfucker!
Want to kill me?
Let's dance!
Rest in peace, you beautiful monster fodder, you. It's a fine addition to the franchise and deserves another look.
You are one ugly mother. Motherfucker.
Predators. This is definitely where my opinions are going to become hot takes. Honestly, I like this one. It's going back to its roots of humans versus predators in a proper jungle, but this time, it's a fully armed squad of badasses from all types of backgrounds. Except this time, the jungle in question isn't on Earth. I even respect how star-studded the cast is. Even in the first Predator movie, you're not exactly shocked to know that
Arnold Braunschweiger
makes it out alive because there's no other big-name actors on his level. Here, you have a hodgepodge of recognizable names, whether they make sense to be in the movie or not, and can't expect all of them to survive, and lo and behold, they all don't. I won't deny that it has some clunky-ass writing, and the callback lines to the original film are cringe as fuck. But when it's a Predator movie, I'm thoroughly engaged. The set pieces are awesome, the Predator dogs are a welcomed addition, and even though this doesn't have the most personable and memorable characters, they have their badass moments. Also, Alice Braga with a .50 caliber rifle, she can call me a pendejo gringo and step on me any day of the week.
Your ass is awesome.
The point is, I think of this movie in the same vein as the second one, though that hate seems to be more consistent 12 years later. Though I would imagine that has more to do with making Adrian Brody the stand-in for Schwarzenegger in this. Yeah, it's hard to take that pointed snout of his seriously. Is it a great flick? I guess not, but I do think it deserves another look.
This planet is a game preserve. And we're the game.
And finally, The Predator.
Hey, Billy, give me a way out of this hole.
I think at the time when I first saw it, I didn't mind it as much as other people did, but as time has gone on, it's becoming much clearer to me. It's an MCU reject. It's a quasi-comedy because that's what a lot of the Marvel movies were at the time. Yes, inject some forced humor into this script, and we'll get some of those Avengers buku bucks. That's not how it fucking works, assholes. That's never been what Predator was supposed to be. Never mind that the humor is enough to instinctually rip your own spine out, but the movie as a whole is a cavalcade of bollocks. This Predator is here to help humanity by giving them a single solitary Iron Man suit, but he kills a bunch of people anyway, complete with skinning. I mean, that's just what good neighbors do, am I right? If that weren't bad enough, we have a new gimmick of a super predator who is a genetically modified predator that's infused with all the great killers of the universe. It's a fucking holdover from when Resident Evil Retribution and Underworld Awakening did the same damn thing in the same damn year. Take a popular monster and make it bigger! Why this was bothering to do it 6 years later is beyond me. To add to the steaming pile of shit, they brought back the Predator hounds from the last movie, but made them look fucking stupid. They basically have the bodies of dogs, but the heads of predators, dreadlocks and all. And one of them becomes a good guy because it got shot in the head. Jesus Christ, someone tracked down where this movie's brain cells went.
I can't find a single track. Just doesn't make sense.
This was made by Shane Black, too. That's where the real hurt comes from. It's not like he's an untalented director either. The nice guys, kiss kiss bang bang, shut the fuck up. The point is, when he gets it right, he knocks it out of the park. But dear fucking lord, when he gets it wrong, it's on a colossal level. And how dare a movie like this put both Olivia Munn and Yvonne Strahovski in the worst Predator movie? Both deserved so much better, and so did the fans.
You're one beautiful motherfucker.
And now, here we are, not 4 years later after the last botched attempt at making a Predator movie. And it's a prequel, no less. Great! Before seeing this, I wasn't exactly hyped for it. You want an 80-pound Native American girl to fight off an alien? Fucking go for it, but leave it out of the Predator franchise, will ya? But I'm sticking around. This is my honest opinion of Prey. I was quoting Predator, yeah. I know you knew that, but I'm annoying like that. Just ask my coworkers. Set in 1719, Naru, played by Amber Midthunder, is a young Comanche girl who wants to be a hunter, but is not encouraged to be so. When a hunter comes back injured, the tribe's hunting party sets out to kill a mountain lion, and Naru joins them, despite reservations against her. Despite Naru getting injured and her brother carrying her back to the tribe, the hunt is successful. But prior to her injury, she saw mysterious lights in the distance and knows there's more out there. Seeking to prove herself as a capable hunter and right about her instincts, she treks far from her home to discover a highly advanced alien that she is no match for.
You saw a monster from a children's story?
It fought and killed a bear with its hands, easily.
How come it didn't kill you?
I don't like it. Granted, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. In fact, it does quite a few things that I think its predecessors haven't done that the franchise as a whole has needed for some time. But make no mistake, do not let the reviewers get to you. This is not the best one since the OG, not by a long shot. The first act alone sums up everything that I feel about this movie. A combination of everything that's good and everything that I hate about it. The backdrop of the Great Plains is undeniably gorgeous. In fact, the one thing that's consistent about this is how beautiful the sprawling landscapes are. The cinematography is its own character and steals the show. Not every day that the scenery choose the actors. If anyone seriously deserves some praise here, it's Jeff Cutter. Oh hey, he was also the director of photography for Orphan. What a coincidence. The problem, as it so happens, is the characters. If we didn't get some arbitrary scenes of the Predator doing Predator things, I would swear this was a live-action Pocahontas going the route of the live-action Mulan. You have a young girl thinking, "There must be more than this provincial life," and wants to be a hunter instead of a healer. Oh yeah, because your tribe, which has enough hunters, also has enough healers, I guess. For how much everyone creams themselves over how this represents Native American culture, I don't believe in the slightest that this accurately represents the culture from back then. Gender roles were the norm. Men were stronger, therefore were hunters. If that shit happened today, yeah, I would be frustrated along with this girl. But it's the early 1700s. History speaks louder than your virtue signaling. Sorry you're so sensitive to that.
My girl, you are good at so many other things. Why do you want to hunt? Because you all think that I can't.
This line particularly bothers me because no one expressly says that she can't do it, only that she's not as ready as she thinks she is. But what really kills me is that this story did have a way to do this, but make more sense. Instead of her trekking out to kill the Predator herself, what if she stayed behind to do what's expected of her with pride? Sure, she can practice all she wants, but at the end of the day, she knows what her tribe needs. But then, the Predator attacks the tribe, and she steps in out of desperation to protect her family and people. Where once she wouldn't be seen as a threat, now she is. She's way out of her depth, and she has to learn how to be a warrior as the story progresses.
You have to find that cat now.
I will.
I know. 'Cause you have to.
But that's not the story that we get here. Instead, she's shown to have the skills to pay the bills. Except she fucking doesn't. One minute she can barely hunt rabbits. The next, she ties a tether to her axe, and suddenly she has enough food to last a while. And all of that successful hunting is off screen. Hell, I almost burst out laughing in the scene where she falls in deep mud and almost dies. And it wasn't the sheer clumsiness of the situation, it was that I knew what this was the moment it was happening. It was letting the audience know that this specific mud pit was going to come back into play. Though I give credit, it's not like she's covered in mud and has a constant leg up on the predator being able to see her, since mud makes a person invisible to its infrared. No, that's a special herb that somehow makes your body cold. Actually, before I sound like a jackass, is that an actual plan or something? I need confirmation on this. Okay, so yes and no. It's a real thing. The orange flower is very similar to the calendula plant. Article by Screen Rant, fuck you guys and your plagiarism. No wonder Ryan George separated from you and made his own pitch meetings channel. Go follow him there. His pitch meetings are hilarious.
We're bringing back original beloved characters many years later. Is there any other way to make money these days? I know, right? No, seriously, is there? Because we're rapidly running out of iconic characters to bring back. Please help. Oh, yeah, no, I got nothing. Dang, okay, we'll figure it out eventually. God, I hope so, sir.
Anyway, the article says that the plant has been used in food and medicine for centuries. It stops blood flow from injuries, breaks fevers, and severe infections. However, ain't nothing that says that the calendula plant can lower your body temp. So, a convenient made-up tool to give her a later advantage. You know, instead of mud! But anyway, fun fact, impress your friends.
Who taught you about orange Tutsia? You?
Anyway, the point that I was trying to make is, Naru doesn't come across as a badass. Her confidence comes from no basis in facts or practical experience, spending most of the runtime being inept or a klutz. In the right context, this could have worked and made her engaging. But here, it's just life showing her how small she really is, and I'm just laughing at her expense. But if we're being honest here, it's not like the Predator fares much better. If I'm not mistaken, the whole idea behind this movie is that this is the first time the Predator species has visited Earth. I guess that explains why it kills such animals as a rattlesnake and a wolf, since it's the only hunt it can find at the time. But dear God, does it feel like wasted time. A majority of people watching this movie are already fans of Predator and have seen it hunt humans with guns. One would think with their advanced technology, they wouldn't even bother with Earth. Or at the very least with Native Americans. Why not visit Europe, where technology of the time is much more advanced? Ah, hell, I don't think I would have bothered with them either after you realize their advanced weapons are downright useless. Your dad made these jokes. We were making fun of muskets recently. Guess what this movie does? It made Predators a joke. In the original, the Predator almost too easily took out heavily armed dudes, armed with grenade launchers and full auto assault rifles and miniguns. These soldiers, armed with all that shit, barely scratched the Predator. Whole butt axes, bows and arrows. Oh man, advanced civilizations got no chance.
We got knives, sharp sticks.
I can't take this version seriously because I know how dangerous the Predators are, and this one isn't. And I know the defenders of this are going to be saying, oh, but it's a prequel, but that seems like such weak sauce to me. So, is there anything at all that I like about this? Like, come on, anything at all? Yeah, actually there's a few things that I do like about it. For one thing, I love the reveal of the Predator. It was badass. Probably my favorite scene in the movie. In fact, I'm gonna say it, and I dare you to change my mind. I think it's one of the best damn scenes in the entire Predator franchise. It's the bear scene. The Predator fights a bear with only its fists. Yeah, that was freaking sweet. I already mentioned the cinematography, but I don't know if I mentioned why it's so important outside of simple aesthetics, which, as I said, are breathtaking. The reason why is because of its beautiful aesthetic, it has its own visual identity. The first movie was all about the jungle. The second took place in a city, but the following films didn't have an identity of their own. The third one took place in a jungle. Sure, throw in a CGI moon and planet, but it's still a jungle and not as good as the first one. The fourth one took place in suburbia and a jungle. Great! I hate it. No thank you. But here, it's the northern Great Plains, a forest setting. Sure, it's a cousin version of a jungle, but it works, and it's stylized enough that it really helps. The dark backdrop mixed with the Predator's neon green blood, everything pops and looks great.
That's what you went out after?
Yes.
And that's what you chose for Katami.
And I also appreciate that the humor is toned way down. It's a dramatic flick, which is how it should be. At least the filmmakers understood that, thank God. Even when the movie tries to insert cuteness, it's honestly more relatable than anything, so it got a smile out of me.
Next time you're cooking.
Those positives really save this because everything around it is unbearable. Especially knowing just how this strong female character could have been better, it hurts all the more. So, do I think that it's a bad film? No, but I sure don't like it. But it does just enough right that I can't ignore its positive qualities. I'm thrilled that these Native American actors got work, and they certainly gave it their all in a movie that really didn't deserve their talents. I've seen worse, so thankfully it's not on that level. So do I recommend it? Yeah, I guess so if you're that curious. It's worth seeing at least once. My honest rating for Prey, a 3 out of 5. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy out there. Hope to see you soon.